So, 2019. A brave new era for the blog. Where else could I begin the Born Independent era then? Well, here we are. Brand new year, brand new era, and a brand new look and feel for the journal. 2018 was arguably one of the biggest years, not just for the blog, but for the film industry in general. 177 million of you went to the cinema in the UK last year, and I can humbly say, British cinema goes, pat on the back, because without you there is no TheJackSmit.com. Without you guys there's also no film industry. There's nothing wrong about watching a good film with a good audience, and that is kind of what Born Independent is about. And we're going to be addressing the big questions in this month's journal. But 2019 is momentous for a number of reasons. For a start, the Disney Fox deal is going to be closing within a matter of weeks when this journal goes out. There's also the small matter of the addition of a third cinema in my beloved Preston. They've just begun knocking down the old car park at Preston Markets. Next year, an 11-screen light cinema will open in its place. That could be a game changer for Preston. And bearing in mind, I've been associated with a certain place for a number of years, and you can tell we've kind of deviewed the set. But that doesn't mean that I'm not technically still one of the gang. It's going to take a lot more than the increase of a certain Monday price, or even a dispute between and the over terms to show to get me out of that place. Far from it. But for the blog, this year is very different. We're not going to go for any records. We did 66 films last year and it burned me out. But what we do want to do is do things a little bit differently. We don't want to focus on the same old cliche dull things. We want to go into the wider world of film a little bit more. We want to focus much more on the idea of film as a form of big screen entertainment, whether it be Netflix, whether it be streaming services, whether it be DVD, home video. What we want to do is celebrate film. So I thought, why not for this month's journal, we detail exactly what it's all about. Born Independent isn't a mantra as such, it's a way of life actually. For the last 5 years we've kind of been a little bit too involved with one particular chain. That changes this year. We want to focus a little bit more solely on films and the issues that you guys worry about most, not just the politics, not just the retail. We want to give you the stories that are worth telling and things that will probably impact you as cinema goers as well, like why some cinemas aren't showing some films, why the release system's broken. So many things about this are all geared around one thing only: the film making process itself. As I know, lots of critics get a hell of a lot of flack for not knowing not only how films are made, but not actually having experience. That's something I want to change, and you'll understand why I want to change that once I tell you about some of the other important aspects of Born Independent. But that doesn't mean everything's changing. Look, don't get me wrong, it's all good being able to watch 66 films in a year. It's brilliant. It was a record breaker. But there's just something about the wider film industry in general I really want to focus in on this year, so much so I'm writing an 8,000 word dissertation on it. There's more to life than just the multiplex cinema. There are these brilliant venues like the Palace in Longridge, which is a 40-minute journey away from the place I know ridiculously well. Very niche, very lowbrow one-screen cinema. Opened originally in the late 1910s as a playhouse, and it became a cinema in the late 70s. Under new ownership now, they've put a lot of good money into it. You got, again, places like Zeffirelli's in Ambleside, the first independent cinema in the UK, first of its kind, still going to this day. It's a 6-screen site now. And you've got the Hyde Park Picture House in Leeds, which, just as I film this, has received a lottery grant for just over £2.5 million to do a full renovation, refurbishment, bit of an extension, and building an extra screen in a basement. Very exciting plans for the people of Leeds, because I know that cinema has shown the films that a lot of your mainstream cinemas wouldn't really have traditionally got. So I will really want to focus more on the wider industry, because this is really where independent filmmakers come to roost. Obviously, the reviews will continue as they have done before. That's not changing in a month of Sundays. You guys have enjoyed reading the reviews over the last 5 years. We're not going to change any of that, but we are going to implement a little bit more in terms of Netflix reviews. For example, as I film this, last week I watched Roma as part of my preparation for the Oscars. That review will probably be out by the time you watch this. Future me in the edit, put a little caption below as to whether I managed to get it done or not. Cheers. That won't change in any way, but we're going to be adding more content. And of course this includes the mighty Rip Ticket show on Pulse Radio, something which I'm still getting a kick out of to this day. I mean, the last couple of shows that we've done have been just brilliant, and you can listen to all of them at TheJackSmit.com/radio.
From the heart of Euclan, this is Pulse Radio.
Obviously, that isn't going to last forever, because I have to give up that show in April for the summer, but that's where Talking Smit About Film comes in. We did launch a podcast on January 18th with highlights over the summer. That will go weekly. In an ideal world, that is. So yes, the reviews won't change at all. Nothing on the blog will change. The only addition you're going to get is the podcast, the occasional plug for the merch, and a few other things. But there is one very important thing about the Born Independent way of life, and it's something that we've been trying to get sorted for the first 5 years. The most important bit of Born Independent are the collaborations. There's quite a few of them. The most notable being the fact that I took some of the UCLan film production students to a place that I happen to know well. But after I was done with that lot, I did a new tradition of sorts. 40 minutes after I was done in there, I went straight to Odeon, a place that I'm slowly but surely getting to know a little bit more, especially as it's the almighty home of Screen Unseen. And, well, I don't really need to say much more than that, aside from the fact that that is officially it for this month's journal. A look into what exactly Born Independent is and a few other things. Now, the original plan for that closing link was to summarise the journal and finish it up at Odeon, but long story short, these last couple of days I've been down with the flu, so that was difficult. Does that stop me from getting out an episode of the journal on January 30th of all days? Of course it doesn't. We're literally filming this the night before. But because of the flu and because I'm a little bit under the weather, there'll be no journal at all next month. But there's a good reason why. All I need to do is get this little remote, bring the lights up a little bit, and hit the gold button. We are in peak award season. So, instead of the journal, you're going to be getting 2 episodes of What the Hell Happened. one on February 18th after the BAFTAs, and then one on February 24th, whatever date it is, for the Oscars. Because we don't want you going a full month without any content. Do not worry, reviews will continue as they have done before, just not as frequent. Again, getting back into the swing of things with the uni stuff, getting back into the swing of things with the blog, it's difficult, but we're going to get there eventually. Of course, if you can't wait that long, there is an episode of the podcast you can listen to, which is the best bits of Rip Ticket, basically. There's a lot of content you can watch, so you're not starved for content at all. Right, shameless shilling aside, you all know what to do next. If you've enjoyed this month's journal, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, do what you do best. You can go ahead and read the reviews over on TheJackSmit.com. For you journal viewers, we will see you in March. Maybe with something big related to my work with those UCLan film production guys. They are about to shoot this film, and you'll want to keep your eyes peeled on the blog over the next couple of weeks, because the posts, let's just say I can see the draft for one of them right now. Enjoy the Oscars, enjoy the BAFTAs. We'll see you in March.